So what weight would you have been when you were like getting into powerlifting?
Well, at my first competition, I was 106 kilos.
It's still quite light for your height.
Still, like, yeah, definitely. Like, looking back at the pictures of me then, like, I thought I was big then. Do you know what I mean?
Especially when you cross over, when you get in that three figure range, the kilos.
Yeah.
You've hit the big time.
Aye,
you know.
I thought I had certainly then. Like, I think as the years went on, I thought I was huge at 17. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the ego slowly gets chipped away, or maybe it's the body dysmorphia kicking in.
Yeah.
And now, like, I was in the gym tonight, and I was like, oh, I feel tiny. Like, but I'm 138, I think, just now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so you can't trust yourself when it comes to judgment of your own physique, I think.
And it's
generally
weird. It's weird because, I mean, I don't know if you've ever had this, but you ever trained with somebody that's really big but not that particularly strong relative to their size?
That's, I mean, a lot of bodybuilders are strong, but bodybuilders generally are, they train for size. It's for aesthetics, and they're not training for strength. Like, you're going to get strong doing bodybuilding training anyway, but you're not going to get strong as a powerlifter. Yeah.
Because it's that sort of raw, like, all out max effort. It's that sort of explosive, like, do or die attitude to a rep, where bodybuilders just aren't there. They're not doing it. They're not in that environment.
Aye, I must say though, I don't envy bodybuilders for. I think they need to go through quite a lot in terms of, one, the training intensity. Like, the volume that they do is far more than what a strength athlete would do, and their diet is also far more restricted. Most, especially open class, like, strength competitors like myself, it's more about eating enough calories. It's more about trying to force feed rather than restrict yourself. Like, I would not fancy doing a restrictive diet. How have
you found like your digestion and stuff, trying to get the food in?
All right, generally. Like, I'd say I don't have a big appetite. So
do you not?
No, it's always been, I mean, relatively speaking, like, I eat between 5,000 and 6,000 calories a day, and I can get that in fairly comfortably. But I'm always I've been stagnant at around in the 130s body weight for like 3 or 4 years now.
Right.
Which shows as well, you don't need to get heavier to get stronger necessarily, but, like, I would like to get heavier. I'm struggling with eating.
Even look at, like, Pudzianowski. I mean, Pudzianowski looked like just a huge bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like he'd walked off, like, Venice Beach and just started picking up these sorts of strongman equipment. So it shows that it's not like you need to, because the idea is mass moves mass.
Yeah.
So the bigger you are, the more you'll be able to move.
Aye.
That's generally the real kind of broad strokes, is the bigger you are, the more you'll be able to shift. But look at Pudzianowski. I mean, he was just in incredible shape.
Yeah.
And you just look in the speed, because you look at some of these events that you're taking part in. I mean, the cardiovascular part, I think, the bit that people don't really get how hard the cardio endurance bit is one. I mean, how many times have you seen somebody that's unbelievably strong and they can't get up the stairs?
Aye, yeah. I think with the cardio element of strongman, for me, it's more, maybe it's because my cardio's all right generally. Like, it's okay, it's not great, but it's more about the recovery between events is where that comes into play.
Yeah.
Because certainly for myself, and I'd say most of the strongmen, you can go for 60 seconds on an event. You can go all out. Like, cardio would only come into it if it's very poor. And you're gassed after 30 seconds or something.
Yep.
Most folk can go for the 60, but then you're done in, and you go back and you're waiting for the next event, and you might be back out in 10 minutes, and that's not enough time to recover if your cardio isn't great.
Yep.
And I actually discovered that recently at the Giant Show in Glasgow, because that was the quickest competition I've ever done. Like, everyone always talks about the speed of the Giant shows, and I thought I understood it, but you don't get it until you actually compete at it.
When you say speed, you mean the gap that's in between the events?
Yeah.
How long were you getting between the events?
It's hard to say because I wasn't timing it, but at some events it felt like 10 minutes. Like, certainly I remember after the deadlift, I came back to, like, the athletes area, and I'd get my deadlift suit taken off, and you can't breathe when you're in that. That's tough. So I was huffing and puffing, lay down on the floor, and the stage manager came in with his headset, and he was like, "Conor, you're up on Conan's," and it was like 8 minutes or something. And I was like, what am I going to do? It's the most horrible feeling of, like, you need to go out and perform, and it's like, I am not ready, but you just need to do what you can, and I'll improve on that for next time. So that was a huge learning curve.
Yeah.